democratizing self-service data extraction and data prep with Dataflows. How many of you are familiar with Dataflows already? Okay, so for those of you who are not, we're going to start with an overview of the core value propositions for Dataflows. We'll do a bunch of demos of Dataflows in Power BI, and then we'll also transition into talking about more advanced deep dive content, things like Azure integration, and then we'll talk about roadmap as well for the rest. So even if you're a hardcore Dataflows follower today, you still get some value out of here because we're going to show you some new stuff that we haven't shown anyone before. Only caveat, we might have to kill you before getting out of the room, but it should be good. Sorry, I should have not skipped intros. My name is Miguel Llopis. I'm a program manager working on the Citizen Data Integration team. So we are the team who owns data connectivity and data preparation across the Power Platform. We own Power Query, the gateway, CDM, Dataflows. We own all of the connectors that ship with Power Apps and Flow and much more. So I'm sure you guys have run into another session from our team earlier this week, likely. And with me is Ben, who is going to show a bunch of cool demos.
I'm a program manager as well on the data integration team, and I work on Dataflows and specifically the Azure integration. And I'll show a few demos of Power BI writing to the lake and reading from the lake and other core concepts.
All right. So in terms of agenda, as we were saying, we'll do an overview, deep dive, and then roadmap. So first of all, why do we need data preparation? Why is it important? If you think about data preparation in today's world of business intelligence, BI, and analytics, finding and connecting to data is easy for the end users. They have access to all the data they need right in time. The experiences to connect to that data, they're super easy to use. They're the same no matter which tool you use. The data is always ready, and it's always in the shape that you need for analysis. So very rarely you have to actually go and apply any set of transformations or prepare the data differently. But even in the case you do, that's actually also very easy. And you can do it multiple times without any effort. It's easy to make it repeatable, refreshable. It's all straightforward. Combining data across multiple sources is very infrequent because most of the times data is in a single place. But even in the exceptional cases where you need to combine data, that's actually straightforward as well. The data volumes are relatively small, easy to manage. Tools are very performant. It's a breeze to actually go through preparing data, right? All right, that was my test. At least one person is awake. Reality is completely the opposite. Finding data, connecting to data is super hard for the end users. Most of the times, they don't know where to go to find the right data. And even in cases where they figure out where they need to connect to, then they need to ask somebody else for credentials, and then how do I connect to that thing, which tool I use. By the way, there's a different experience on each of these tools to actually connect to data. And data is never in the shape that you actually need. You always need to do some additional reshaping of the data, adjustments, especially if you need to combine data across multiple sources, because then you get into other sets of challenges with how you normalize data, how you match across tables. You need to apply fuzzy matching in some cases. You need to dedupe data across tables, deduplicate data across tables. And the last point here is the 3 V's of big data. So when you say big data, most folks think, oh yeah, lots of data, volume of data. But it's not only about the volume. Big data is also about the velocity, and the difference is on velocity across different data sources. So there's data sources that change once a week. There's data sources that change once a quarter. There's data sources that change 10 times every minute. So how you actually go and reconcile all of that data, bring it all together for what you need to do. And the last point, the last V, is actually the variety. So this is the difference in like all of the different heterogeneous data source systems that you connect to. Think files, data lakes, web APIs, services, data source, databases, relational databases, cubes, other sources like Spark and other, many different types of sources you need to connect to. But then how you actually make it such that you can bring all the data together, given that variety as well. So that's what makes data preparation extremely complicated. Here's a quote from Gartner. I'm sure you guys probably seen it before, claiming that data analysts spend 80% of their analysis time actually just getting the data ready for the actual analysis. So, which is pretty extreme, right? 80%, 4 out of 5 seconds that you spend doing something, you're spending it on something that's just preparing the data for what you actually want it to do and what's valuable to you, which is analyzing and getting insights from that data. To make the problem even more exaggerated, so there's, this is a classical view in many organizations today. You do have different sets of applications storing data in different backends. There's many silos, whether you have, a transactional system, IoT data, mobile or web data, social marketing analytics, advertising data, that's in silos. However, there's many entities or many objects that will be common across. So for example, if you do have the notion of a customer, it probably shows up on the mobile and web data, and it also does on the transactions, and it probably also does on the social advertising and marketplace. So wouldn't it be nice if you had data in a central location where you can actually have a single view of everything that's going on all of those solutions and all of those product capabilities, and also interconnections across them. So there will be entities that are shared across many of these applications and many of these vertical capabilities. And that's what we call a data lake. Now, let's take a different view at this, more of a classical BI solution overview. So we have a bunch of transactional raw data sources behind the scenes that power many different systems and processes. We do have the end users on the other side who just want to consume reports and dashboards. In the middle, okay, let's put a data warehouse. And what do we do about it? Okay, maybe we do a data lake as well. Great. Now we need to ETL data, extract, transform, and load data from all of those raw data sources, normalize it, cleanse it, prepare it to get it into that data warehouse or data lake. And then we say, okay, well, now we can give end users access, maybe through a cube, maybe through an analytics model, to those underlying data sources, but just with some level of data preparation. And we might as well just call that Selfservice BI, and to make it purely self-service, then great. Instead of doing that centralized ETL, let's actually allow users to access all of the raw underlying data systems, right? That's a recipe for a chaotic and nightmare situation where you basically have many different users on the far right, like end users who don't really understand the semantics and how the data is being structured on the left, on the raw data sources, accessing that data directly and trying to make sense out of something that they don't understand. So what chances are that they're actually going to write and derive the wrong conclusions because they're going to analyze data in the wrong way. They're just not understanding the semantics. So that's where something like data lake and what we're doing with Dataflows, which we're going to talk about, it's going to help you and help the more advanced users within your organization to, even though they're still self-service kind of users, like they're not ETL professionals, they're just data analysts, more advanced users, they're going to be able to compose and normalize that data in a way that other users would be able to just leverage and reuse across many reports, dashboards, and also across the Power Platform. They'll be able to build Power Apps. They'll be able to use flows on top of that data as well. Now, how can Dataflows help? So yeah, if you think about that common blue foundation layer as your data lake architecture with Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, CDM folders. How many of you were at the CDM sessions either yesterday or today? Okay, great. So CDM folder is really the semantic layer and the semantic definition of those entities, and it's basically the way we all interop, and by all I mean Power BI as well as a bunch of other services that we're going to walk you through in this session. But Power BI is really that front face for self-service ingestion of data into that CDM folder within the lake. Now, data flows are actually, something that a good friend of mine told me. Data flows are exciting because they're boring. And what he meant by that was, well, yes, this data flows thing seems like super new, right? But it's really what most of you, if you've been using Power BI or Excel, are used to with Power Query. Data flows are based on Power Query. Power Query Online, it's a web-based version of Power Query that basically allows you to define those ETL pipelines, those queries to then map to specific entities and finally land that data. Instead of in a classic Power BI desktop report, for example, where you would use Power Query to land data into an internal analysis services engine that powers your data model in desktop, here you're ETLing data into a data lake. But the process to define those connections and those queries is actually the same. It uses a consistent experience, so you should feel right at home with these capabilities. In terms of the capabilities we have, Power Query Online is at parity in terms of transformations available. There's 300 plus transforms, so this is really mashup engine parity level. In terms of data sources, we are currently at about 45. This is behind Power Query in the desktop, which has about 107 or 109 connectors as of this week. We're working towards full parity over the next Hopefully a few months, sometime around end of the year, we expect to be much closer to parity than we are now. And we'll talk towards the end about roadmap and what connectors are coming later this year. Yes, sir, question?
Just a quick question. If you use the blank, effectively, is it still?
So the question is, can I use blank query to connect to anything else that's not supported through the UI? No, there's some things that may work. Really, by not having those other connectors in the UI, we're making a statement of your mileage may vary. There's also, even if you use blank query, there's things that won't work at all because either credentials aren't supported in Power Query Online yet, or the connector hasn't been properly deployed to the Power Query Online service. There's a few that work, but most of them won't at all. Let's actually go jump into a demo. So let's take a look at my Power BI portal. I'm on powerbi.com. Now I'm looking at the workspace view. Something to keep in mind is that if you're new to Dataflows, Dataflows are not available within your My Workspace because they're meant for collaboration and sharing. So you should create a different workspace where you can actually start authoring Dataflows. Now from here, you can go create Dataflow. And now I have two options. I can either bring net new entities to the lake, or I can actually start linking to existing entities and further refining them, which is a demo you're going to see later today. For this demo, though, I'm going to do a new entity. And this is going to take me to the Power Query Online experience. So I have all the connectors here. And I'm going to connect to an Azure SQL database. And at this point, once I enter the server, we actually were able to retrieve my existing connection details, my username and password, so I don't need to retype that again. When I click Next, this is why it's exciting, because it's boring. It's going to take me to the Navigator dialog, where I can actually see all of the tables available within this, all of the databases available within my Azure SQL cluster. And from here, I can actually browse a specific table. So for this example, we're actually going to bring 3 different tables: customer, order detail, and order header. And I will click Next. And that takes us into the query editor, the Power Query Editor, where we're going to do a bunch of transformations. So I brought these 3 tables. What I'm after actually is building a single entity to land on the lake that's going to have the top customers sorted by their sales volume. So in order to do that, we kind of need to reconstruct that model. We do have a few things in here. So if we go to the order detail table, here we do have lines of order. So we have multiple lines of order for each order. And here we basically have one for each product. So you see the sales order ID, then we have the detail ID, then we have product ID, and the order quantity and the unit price. So the first thing we need to do is actually calculate the line total. We can select these 2, and then we're going to add a new column. That applies a standard multiplication. So here's our new column. It's called multiplication. Now we need to do a group by. So we're going to group by the sales order ID. And we're going to call this the order total. And it's going to be a sum of the new column that we just created, multiplication. Great, so now we have our order total for each of the orders in the system. Now I'll go to the order header table. This one has the order ID as well as the customer ID, which I'm going to need. Let me actually use choose columns. And I can sort by name. So I'm going to use the sales order ID, and then I need the customer ID as well. Keep those 2. Now let's actually now do a merge, and I'm going to bring the order total from the other table. Order detail. So matching by those 2, and here's where I could pick the different type of join. We'll stick to the left outer join. Now we get a nested column with the table results. We can expand just the order total. And now we have our order total column right here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is actually calculate the total by customer. So to do that, now that we have a customer ID column here, we're going to do another group by. And this is going to be total sales. And we're going to do a sum of the order total column. Great. Now on to the last query, which is the customer table. Now on this one, we do want to do a little bit more transformations, a few more transformations. So we have a customer ID, which we need. Now look at this. There is actually 5 different columns just to represent the name of that customer. So we might as well just combine them. And we're going to use a space. And we'll call this full name. So now we have our full name column here. Let's actually just keep the customer ID, the full name, and the company name. We'll remove all the other columns. And let's do another merge to bring the total sales for that specific customer, which is coming from the order header table, and let's match by customer ID. So now we'll expand this value again. Great. So now we have all of the values, but notice how some customers haven't made any recent purchases. So let's actually go and sort descending by total sales so we get the highest paying customers on top. And let's say we just want to do the top 20. So we'll do a keep top rows operation, and we'll just keep the top 20 rows. Okay, so that's our final entity that we actually would like to land. Let's actually rename this to top customers. Now, because the other 2 were intermediate queries, I'm not interested in landing them on the lake. So what I can do is just right-click and disable load for each of them. That way, we only have top customers. And now I'll click Save and Close. And now it is creating our data flow. So we'll see a summary view with just that one entity. And from here, I can actually give it a name. I'm going to call this Embas Dataflows session. I'll save it. And I'll click Refresh now. Now from here, I could actually also access the schedule refresh view. So here's my schedule refresh view. From here, I could just configure creds, configure. If I wanted to use a gateway, I could do it from here and then provide the schedule refresh options. Now what I can do at this point is use Power BI Desktop to create a report on top of this data. Now imagine I'm a different user. So I set up this top 20 customers entity for somebody else to use in a report. They don't need to understand the 3-way join that I just did and all of the cleansing that I applied. They just need to care about that final entity that they know how to analyze. So from Power BI Desktop, I can go get data. And in the Get Data dialog, under the Power BI tab, we have Power BI Dataflows as a connector. And now it's kind of the same experience. It put me through the Navigator dialog. And it will allow me to see, first I'll see a list of all of the workspaces that I have access to in Power BI. And then it will show me, for a given workspace, like Dataflows demos, which is the one I'm working on, I see all of the data flows that I have. So here's the Embas Dataflow session data flow that I just created. And here's the top customers entity. So then at this point, I can just select this entity and go from here and create my analytics on top of this table. It's completely extracted from me all of the complexity to prepare this data and get it to this shape. All right, that's a little bit of an overview. Now let's actually talk about a couple more things. Most of you mentioned you've been to the previous session on CDM, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a recap, and for those of you who weren't there, just a little bit of an overview. The common data model really provides a set of predefined entities. They're business entities, commonly used business entities. It's been bootstrapped with the entities that we ourselves use within Microsoft on the Dynamics offerings. So we have all of the Dynamics marketing, sales, service, operations, finance, talent, all of those entities that belong to all of our Dynamics applications. They've been defined as CDM entities. Now you can also extend that. CDM is fully extensible, so you can actually come up with your own set of entities. An example of that was healthcare. And healthcare is an accelerator where we provided additional entities, and somebody extended CDM to provide those entities. Canonical example there would be the patient entity. So you probably don't want to use a customer entity within healthcare, but patient may inherit some fields and may extend that entity and customize it with some additional attributes. Now you can also, as we said, you can extend it, and you can also contribute back to the community here. So I actually encourage you to go check out the CDM sessions. We had 3, 2 yesterday, 1 today, and learn much more about CDM. The reason why I'm covering it here is because within Dataflows, we're actually introducing the notion of mapping to CDM. So along the way, those data preparation steps that I showed you, I could actually map to target CDM entity schemas, as well as we are providing, and this is something we just released this week, we're providing what we call Dataflow templates. So think about this concept. Take something like Salesforce or maybe Adobe Analytics, another system that, it's a well-known SaaS service with a well-known schema. Now for those things, we provide connectors. We've always provided connectors through Power Query, but the connector is just the way to actually reach to some other service to bring data. It doesn't prescribe anything about what the right shape for that data should be. Now when you combine a connector with the CDM understanding, you can get to where in one of these templates we can provide a number of queries that pull a specific table, say from Salesforce or somewhere else, and they actually do a bunch of transformation steps. We predefine those as part of the template so that we get that original Salesforce data, like Salesforce entities data from whatever schema it has right now on Salesforce, normalize into CDM schema and just land that data onto the lake. So from there on, we understand the semantics and we can provide rich value add capabilities with very little effort on your end because we now understand all of that semantics for you. You just instantiated it that way. Let me actually show you what those Dataflows templates look like. Again, this is something we just shipped, so if you're used to Dataflows, you probably haven't seen this yet because we just released it this week and you might have been busy at MBAS. We'll go back to this view and we'll create another Dataflow. And we'll add new entities. Now, probably you noticed this on my previous demo when I showed you the Get Data dialog. But we have this new section at the bottom for templates. We do have 1 Salesforce template right now, and we have 3 Dynamics 365 for Sales templates. They're organized around specific scenarios. So, for example, lead to cash, leads and opportunities, quotes, orders, and invoices. The Salesforce one actually has accounts, leads, and opportunities, which is the one we're going to try out. Now, what I need to do when I connect to one of these templates, when I instantiate one of these templates, is just provide whether I want to use an on-prem gateway or not. In this case, because it's a cloud source, I'll just stick to no gateway, and I need to specify my credentials. So I need to sign in with my Salesforce credentials. Let's hope that that was the right password. Great. Now, once I click next, we're going to take you to the query editor again. But in this case, notice how I already have a bunch of queries, 8 different queries. And let's take, for example, accounts. See how many steps we actually already predefined as part of this template to get this data to fit the CDM schema that we were targeting, which is account in this case, as you can see here. Now, I wanted to also show you the mapping experience that we have, map to standard entities. So this is one of the pre-configured steps already. And if you see here, you can select which target entity in CDM you want to map to. And once you pick that one, we allow you to map specific columns from your query output, such as all these that I had in my table, to a specific entity attributes. We also support auto mapping capabilities. So based on some matching logic, we can actually save you some work, but you can always override that. Now, you could do this with any other table that you bring in through the Map to Standard button that's here on the toolbar. It will take you to the same place. Cool. So with that said, let's switch back to the PowerPoint deck. And let's talk a little bit about composability of data flows, which Ben is going to cover.
Thank you. Whoa. Better? Yes. Thanks, Miguel. So actually, let me switch to my computer. And must be a better way to do this. Okay, so let's talk a bit about composability. So that's not that as well. Forgive me. So let's talk a bit about composability. So So Dataflow Excel analogy. So in Excel, let's take for example, you can create values in a cell and then create a formula in a different cell that references that value. What will happen is if you go and modify the original cell, the changes will propagate to the other cell with a function that you've defined on them. In the same vein, you can also just reference a value from a different cell. So in that sense, data flows are like Excel, where if I have, for example, this architecture, where I get data from a CRM data source, I ingest it to the lake. Now it's stored in my organization's business data lake or in Power BI storage. And then I can reference that data, apply some transformations like Miguel showed you, the query steps, that's the function. The resulting data flow will be a function of the data that I put in the lake initially. In the same vein, I can create, say, another data flow that ingests data that is service calls, and then yet another data flow that references that data. The data will not be copied again. It will be referenced in the lake, kind of like a link, and will only be used when I need it. So in that sense, data flows are kind of like Excel. Another great feature over here is, as I mentioned, you don't need to define the orchestration. So if you go and create a data pipeline, you got to go and orchestrate all the steps, when to ingest, when to trigger the transformations. If you do all this in the same workspace, if I go and refresh data from the CRM production, in the last step, merge and analyze, that will automatically be refreshed when CRM production data flow will be refreshed. So I'm actually going to show you a demo of all this happening. Let me just switch over here to Power BI. So I'm going to glance over a few of the steps because you've seen Miguel do them. I'm going to create a brand new workspace.
I think we're still seeing your PowerPoint. Looks nice, but...
Thank you. Okay, so I created a new app workspace, MBAS demo. Let's put a lot of twos there because I already had one demo. And the features I'm going to show today in Power BI require premium capacity. I'm also going to turn on Dataflow storage. By default, Power BI provides a built-in data lake where all the data is stored. You can access all the data from Power BI connectors, but in this case, I switched on this feature, which we're going to talk about later, so I can save a bit of time in my next demo. So now I have a brand new workspace configured, and I'm going to create a few data flows to show you the concepts that I just talked about. So let's create one data flow that grabs account service calls. This is going to be from a CSV file. So right now, I'm looking at the data that I brought from the CSV. Let's use the first row as headers. And this data is going to be ingested. Let's call this service calls. So the data is going to be ingested into the lake, but right now what I want to do is create a reference to this. You'll see a little lightning bolt here. This says this is a computed entity. So after the data is ingested to the lake, it's going to be read from the lake, and then these transformations are going to be applied, the ones I'm going to set over here. So I'm going to group, and let's call this call count. Okay, so now I pretty much have two steps over here. The first one is ingest, the second one is group, and I can save this. Let's call this calls per customer. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Query is going to be validated, and right now pretty much the recipe for all of this has been saved. I'm going to give this a name. Not original today. The browser remembers this. So next step for me is I've defined the recipe. Now I can schedule refresh or refresh now. Let's refresh now so the data will be brought into the lake. Next up, I'm going to create another data flow. And this time we're going to keep it simple. I'm just going to go and ingest data from my SQL server that contains account data. All is well. It remembers my credentials. Great. And let's select account. Let's clean the name. So nothing too special here. In the previous data flow, there was, again, computed entity. So once it was ingested to the lake, it's read from there. And this one is just ingesting the data into the lake. Let's call this customer account. Help. Okay. And I'm going to refresh this as well. So what happened here is I've created 2 data flows, and both have refreshed and data is brought into the lake. Now what I want to do is actually create the final data flow that merges these data flows together and will automatically refresh when one of these data flows refreshes. So instead of bringing new data, I'm actually going to link to existing data from the other data flows. So I selected the second option. It's going to ask me to sign in to the data flows connector. This is just connecting to the same Power BI. And I am going to grab entities from these data flows that I've just created. So let's grab accounts and calls per customer. So you'll notice over here there's a little icon that shows this link. What this means is that it's actually not going to ingest this data, it's just referencing data in another data flow. You'll notice there's a message up here that says that linked entities can't be modified because they were not mastered within this data flow. So I'm just pointing to them. Next up, I'm going to combine the tables. And I'm going to select account ID. And I'm going to do a right outer join. So pretty much you see I have 2 linked entities over here and then a computed entity on top of these 2 entities. So it's not going to copy the data of the first 2, but it's going to write the data in the merge. So let's give this entity a good name, account with calls. And I can select a few columns that I'm interested in. Oh, let me just expand this. And let's select just the call count. Clean it up a bit. Name and country. And now I have the data I wanted. I'm going to click Save, and now I'm going to show you pretty much the transactional property that I talked about. Similar with Excel, when I update a value in one cell, it's actually going to propagate downstream. So yeah, let's just save this. And I'm actually not going to refresh this. So now it's a good time to segue into this view. This can show me the data flows that I've created and the relationships between them. So I have, similar to the PowerPoint presentation, I have the 2 data flows that ingest some transformations and cleansing, and then the final data flow that pretty much grabs the data, merges them from the 2 other data flows, and the data sources. But what I'm going to show you now is if I come here and refresh, this is actually going to trigger a refresh downstream. So I didn't even touch the account analysis data flow, but it actually, because I brought brand new data into customer accounts and account analysis depends on that, then it's going to refresh that data flow as well. And this is the concept of the transactions. Now, this applies to data flows that were created in the same workspace. If you create data flows in different workspace and reference them, you can still do that. You can still have computed entities. They're just not going to automatically refresh. Similar to how in Excel, if it's in the same workbook and you reference the data, everything is going to propagate. If you get data from a different Excel notebook, you're going to have to constantly hit refresh for the data to be grabbed from the data source. So with this, let's switch back to, oh, actually, and the nice thing about this, and going back to CDM folders and the standard, so all this is stored in the lake in what is called a CDM folder that contains the metadata and the data of each one of these data flows. And if I use the Power BI Dataflow connector, I can see the data regardless if it was built with 1, 2, 3, 10 data files. What I operate on is the schema, and then this connector has the great property of merging all the files. So in this case, I only have one CSV file because I just refreshed it once. But say if I defined what we call incremental refresh policy and it brings multiple partitions, it wouldn't change anything from the view of me consuming the data. I will see all the data as one entity, and the connector will flatten the files. So the reason I'm telling you this is because in a moment I'm going to show you, actually this is what I wanted to show you, the output data. So all the data is available over here, and I think it was this one. No, it wasn't, but count analysis. The main idea is that the schema is maintained, and I can see all the data from the files regardless of if it came from this data flow or data flow I referenced, or if it's composed from multiple CSV files. So with this, I'm actually going to switch back to the presentation so we can talk about what's supported, just a little recap, and linking to data that's prepped in different data flows, performing additional computations, what I saw initially, the orchestration, where if it's in the same workspace and we detect that there's linked or computed entities, then the transactional refresh will be turned on. And finally, the view that I showed of data flow data lineage. Next up is integrating data flows with the organizational ADLS Gen 2 account. So I mentioned that by default, data flows can be stored in Power BI storage, but when I created the workspace, I actually set it to store the data flows in the organizational account. So this is the first use case of Power BI and data lake integration, where I prep the data in Power BI. The data will be stored in CDM folder format in the lake, and from the lake, other services like Databricks or ADF or custom LOB service that you build that is CDM folder aware can read the data. So you can actually interact and see the model definition file and the CSV files. Let me just quickly show you an example. So this is a lake that I have configured, and because I turned on that feature to store data in the lake, this workspace that I just created and all the data flows in it is going to be visible over here. So let's look at the final data flow. There's a model.json file. This is the schema definition and the location of all the files. I can inspect it. Desktop. Actually, shortcuts. Okay, awesome. So this is the definition of the account analysis data flow. It has the queries that brought the data in. This is pretty much the recipe. And then for a few of these entities are reference entities. That pretty much means they were not defined in this data flow. They're just pointing to a different one. And then finally, there's one entity that's a local entity. That is the computed entity, where it gets the data from the two other data flows. And this is the recipe on how to compute it. And finally, the schema. So call count, name, and address country, and where the data is stored. So if I go back to the data flow folder, you'll notice there's only one subfolder here for entities, and this is the final result entity, the CSV file that was computed, and it's stored here. So if I were using a tool that wanted to read this data, I could just point it to the CDM folder. The model.json file is all I need to care about, and it contains the schema and where to get the data for each one of these files. So in this use case, there's a live GitHub example that kind of showcases how Power BI can get data, store it in the lake, and then how you can use Azure Data Factory to push the data to SQL DW, or how Azure Databricks can convert CDM folders to Spark data frames and Spark data frames back to CDM folders. Which brings me back to the second use case. Data stored in the lake could be added to Power BI as an external data flow. So Power BI is not the only service that knows how to create data flows. In a moment, I'm going to show you how I create a CDM folder with Databricks, and I can add it to Power BI. Now, the reason I showed you previously the interface in Power BI to get the data is because if I create a CDM folder and tell Power BI there is a CDM folder sitting there, it's going to add it to Power BI as an external data flow, and then I can consume its data as if it was a data flow created in Power BI. So this is all made possible with the CDM folder standard. Services can interop over the lake. So in this example, I'm already pointing to a CDM folder that was created earlier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Databricks to read the data, convert it into Spark data frames. Once I've set up Databricks, this is pretty much all I need to do to load data into Databricks. So I'm going to do this for a few entities, perform a few transformations, and then finally, I'm going to grab the final data frames and write them to the lake into a new data flow. So let me just configure over here. Whoops. A folder for the destination, and I am just going to run all of this. I'm going to switch back to the lake. And this is the same lake that I used for storing my Power BI data flows, but now I'm going to actually output the process data into that file system. So this is running. Oh, it already ran. Databricks is lightning fast. Boom. So I have a CDM folder here created by this Databricks notebook. It has a bunch of entities. Actually, I don't think it finished. Yes, it has a bunch of entities and a model.json file that it created. So this already contains the schema of the data. Let me just grab this path, and now I can go back to Power BI. And I'm going to create a data flow, but this time I'm going to choose the third option. So any CDM folder that I create in my organization's lake, I can tell Power BI, hey, there's a CDM folder in this location. Here's the model.json file. I click create, and it was added to my workspace. The only difference here in Power BI is it'll be denoted as an external data flow. And if I try to edit it, I can't, because Power BI did not master this data. So Databricks is the owner of the data. And if I go to Power BI desktop, let's refresh over here. I should be able to see this as a data flow and, again, consume it very easily, regardless of how many CSV files comprise each one of these entities. I don't need to worry about the schema because it was already entered into the model.json file, and I can just consume this data. So this is just a small example of how simple it is for Power BI and other services to interoperate over the lake using the CDM folder standard. And there's links online, so you could read more about the CDM folder standards and get resources. So you can either build your own custom LOB applications or take advantage of these features by pointing Power BI to CDM folders and consuming the data from there. There's other examples of Microsoft products that create CDM folders in the lake. Dynamics 365, finance and operations, Dynamics for marketing. They want to allow customers to access the data that is stored in their relational database for analytics purposes. You can configure them to point to a lake, and they'll just create CDM folders there where you can consume from Power BI as easy as I just showed. And with that, I actually demoed this, and that's it. So Thank
All right,
you.
so let's talk about what's coming later. Thanks, Ben. That was amazing demos. Let's actually talk about what's coming. So these are the set of enhancements that we plan to make through the rest of this calendar year for the authoring experience. Bunch of new connectors. So I always like to split this into new connectors, data transformations, and other enhancements to the Power Query experience. In terms of new connectors, folder is it's an area that, sorry. Let's actually go into full screen so you can see it better. Okay, and for those of you taking a picture, the PowerPoint deck, it's been published, so you can take a much better quality picture of your laptop with the PowerPoint deck on it. It should be accessible through the, once it's the recording of the session, there will be an option to download the PowerPoint deck as well. I guess it'll go live in the next few days. Yeah. All right, so we were talking about the folder connectors. We'll have a bunch of experiences on top, like the combined files experience that you probably used already in Power BI desktop, in Power Query in the desktop. Additional connectors like ODBC, Informix, the PDF files connector that was just released in Power BI desktop and Power Query. It's going to make it to Dataflows over the next couple months as well. Certified and custom connectors, as well as AED support for the Azure SQL database and data warehouse connector. Transformations, again, working towards full parity with Power Query desktop in terms of table transformations, function authoring, scalar value functions, fuzzy merge, Venn diagrams, which is something new that's coming both to Power Query desktop as well as Power Query Online later this year, and a bunch more things. In terms of other authoring enhancements, the ones I wanted to call out here is, on one hand, full parity for the connectivity experience, both connector options like timeouts, providing native database queries, the navigator experience getting to parity as well with desktop. M-IntelliSense, security features like the ones that exist in desktop today around privacy levels, encryption warnings, and so on. Data profiling and additional capabilities such as the query groups and steps pane context menu options, which there's many good valuable features in there. The last one, which is actually coming over the next few weeks, is support for non-admin gateways as well, so that when you author a data flow and you connect to an on-premises data source, you could actually use a gateway that another user, an enterprise gateway that another user admins, and he just granted you access to that specific source. What else, besides the authoring enhancements, something else that's coming that we're super excited about is bringing the Dataflows capabilities that we just walked you through to the rest of the Power Platform beyond Power BI. So if you think about what's there today with Power BI Dataflows, you do have only one authoring environment within Power BI, and you can ETL data onto the lake. In the consumption side, there's mostly just Power BI. There's also customer insights, but we're opening this up to many more scenarios within Power Platform. On one side, the authoring experience will also be available from the Power Apps portal. We're going to do a quick sneak preview demo of that in a few seconds, I guess. But also on the consumption side, we're opening up consumption of Dataflows data from Power Apps, from Flow. From Flow, more interestingly as well, we're going to give you management and orchestration capabilities. So you're going to have actions and triggers, so you'd be able to respond after a data flow has completed refresh. You'd be able to process differently whether there were errors or not. Maybe you can automate sending emails, which will send you as well if there's a refresh failure. But you could do much more than that. You could synchronize and orchestrate through Flow with many other different connectors that we expose there. We have over 200 connectors in Flow, so the possibilities that you have to interconnect would be unlimited, pretty much. We also will leverage Power Platform data flows from many of the Dynamics 365 applications. One of them, Customer Insights, as well as others. AI Builder, which was announced earlier this week, will also leverage data from the lake so that it can provide AI capabilities on top of that data, as well as any third party, because ultimately all of this data lives in the lake, and we are fully open about that data, and everyone can connect to it and consume. The last, yeah, go ahead. The question is, would we be able to consume or reuse an AI Builder model inside Dataflows? Something that's not available in the short term, but it's something that we are considering because, to your point, it's actually super useful. The last point that I wanted to call out here is that Spark box there. So Spark will not be there from the get-go, but it's something down the road we'll do to provide further, more powerful compute capabilities on top of data on the lake for processing and the scale-out capabilities. So with that said, let's actually jump into a demo here. Yep. All right. So what I'm looking at right now, this is the Power Apps portal. How many of you are familiar with the Power Apps portal? Okay, a few of you, great. Now this is a special version of a Power Apps portal that has this new UI. So you probably heard or used the data integration tab already to ingest data into the common data service. We are enhancing that capability so that you can now create data flows that also target the data lake. So in this case, I don't have any data flows yet in this environment, but I can go create a new one. And the first thing that I'm going to get asked for is whether I want to target the CDS as the destination for my data or the data lake. Let's say that we select data lake, and we're going to call this Embass demo. And now we're going to take you to the same Power Query Online experience. We're going to get you into the Get Data dialog, where you can access all of those connectors. And we'll have more and more connectors coming here. As we said, templates, which we just demoed in Power BI, are also coming to this experience here, so you can land those templates as well. In this case, just for the sake of showing you an end-to-end, I'm going to connect to an Excel file. And here's the Excel file that I have. Now, this file has some interesting shape because we as humans understand this data, or at least can guess what this data is about. So let's say, for example, this 18,840 value in this cell. What does this mean? OK, let's look at it. This data is in a column that has some value that says confections there, great. And the cells next to it says seafood and produce. OK, so these look like product categories. Now, if we look one row higher, we have Seattle, then we have Portland and Vancouver, and we have a couple of gaps in between. So we can guess, OK, this is probably data for Seattle, followed by data from Portland and data from Vancouver. And then we do have this first column that has some numbers on it. Now, these numbers are not by accident consecutive numbers that start around 2000 and end about 2013. So, OK, this could probably be years. So, OK, we guess probably this 18,000 value here might be total sales in 2009 for confections in Portland. OK, great. We understand that, but a machine doesn't. So this data is not in a way that can be easily processed, aggregated, so you can calculate averages or trends over time, forecast future values. What we need to do actually is reshape this data and get it into that machine-friendly shape. So I'm going to copy that path to this file. It's actually a file on OneDrive. And I'm going to paste it here and remove the last web parameter. Now, this file is in the cloud, so I don't need to use an on-prem gateway. I'm just going to click Next to connect. And we're going to put you through the navigator experience, where you're going to be able to select interesting items. In this case, there's only one spreadsheet, spreadsheet 1, that will show up here. So if we select that one, we get the preview, click Next. And now we get to the query editor. So again, 100% consistent experience with what you saw in Power BI Dataflows, except for the theme color, this purple now instead of yellow, but functionally the same. Now let's actually do a few transforms. We can transform this table. The first thing we need to do is transpose, so we turn rows into columns. Now we need to use that first row as headers. And this starts looking a little bit better. We auto-detected some types. Now we need to fix up these column names. This is column 1. Let's actually call this city. And this one we're going to call category. Now that city column now still has the empty values for the missing Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver column values, in this case cell values at this point. What we can do here is, using the transform column menu, we can go to the fill menu and fill down. And that will actually put the right values that we wanted. Now we can select these two columns, and we want to unpivot all of the other ones. So we can just select these two guys, transform columns, and pivot the other columns. And that will actually get the data into the shape we needed, with now a new column for year and another one for value that's really the total sales. Oops, missing S. And that's exactly the shape that we wanted. So now we can call this, say, yearly sales, Embass, and we click Next. Of course, we could from here also map to a standard CDM entity if we wanted to. We have the same mapping experience that we showed before in the Power BI. But in this case, I'll just keep it as a custom entity. Now, if we move to the next screen here, we can either refresh manually or configure schedule refresh. We're going to stick to manual refresh for now. At this point, we're just running the full query, and we are extracting that data, and we're landing it into the lake. I'm actually going to transition, so now I'm getting confirmation that this is in the process of being refreshed, and the data flow is now being created here, and we do have the data now sitting on the data lake. So similar to what Ben showed on the previous demo, I'm just going to show you a quick view here. What we're looking at is a different file storage. It's called Power Apps. This actually a development bug is going to be renamed to Power Platform Dataflows by the time we released. But once I'm within that file storage, we can see that I have different folders, one for each environment that I have in my Power Platform account. And once I drill in, I see a bunch of data flows. Now, these are data flows within the current environment that were created by different users. That's why I don't see them in my list. I only saw one, which is the one that we just landed with the MBus demo data. And as you can see here, we landed in the same format. We have the model.json for the CDM folder, and we do have the data. So we have this folder for the yearly sales data with the full refresh data in CSV format. So end-to-end demo, still working through the capabilities. Let me transition back here to 7. Still working through on those finishing touches on the capabilities, and we'll get full CETL as well. All of the capabilities you saw with linked entities, computed entities, attaching CDM folder, templates, additional connectors. That's all coming to the Power Platform, to the rest of the Power Platform in addition to Power BI. Think about it as two sides of the same coin. They're data flow capabilities across the different Power Platform product offerings. And we're super excited. It's not available yet. We're working through it. Stay tuned to our blogs for more news. It should be coming in the next weeks, couple months tops. Yes, sir?
When scheduling refresh, is it possible to trigger a refresh currently through the APIs? Or is there any way to trigger it other than just scheduling it?
Okay, so the question is about triggers and APIs. Ben will know better.
Yeah, so in Power BI, you can use Power BI to actually perform a few automation scenarios for data flows, including refresh and scheduling the refresh and setting the schedule, so on.
Yeah. And once we have flow integration for the Power Platform data flows that I just mentioned, you actually get into much more powerful scenarios, because you could use the Power Platform data flows connector not only as a starting point, but also to react to something. So you could, for example, say that you are loading data from Marketo in your data flow. You could use the Marketo connector in Flow to say whenever a new market record has been inserted into Marketo, trigger data flow refresh for this data flow. Versus doing it on a schedule, you could just make it trigger-based as well. Great question. Let's move to the next slide. We'll pretty much, yeah, question?
Is it possible to create an entity on the fly, like using a select statement, combining data from multiple tables to create an entity? Is it possible?
Using a SQL statement, you mean? Yeah, that's what I mentioned about native database queries. So it is possible today through authoring the underlying M code. You can go and paste in your SQL query there on the data flow. We're working on bringing that experience similar to what's existing Power Query Desktop today, so you can just paste it into the main connector dialog options. Had a little bit more of a recap towards the end, so a few things. Power Platform data flows are a new capability for the Power Platform. It's currently available within Power BI. We're rolling it out to the Power Apps portal very soon. It builds on top of Power Query. It's a familiar experience. It leverages Azure Data Lake Storage as the foundation, the underlying storage mechanism. It benefits from CDM. CDM folders is the way we save data onto the lake, but also you can target mapping to CDM entities as part of your process. We even provide out-of-the-box templates for things like Salesforce, Dynamics 365 for sales, so that you can just do a turnkey instantiation of that template and just land the data in the right shape, in CDM shape. You can actually use data flows to create entities that then you can open up to other users for reusability across different data sets, different reports. Very soon, also Power Apps Flow and other capabilities within Power Platform. Data flows are like Excel in the sense that you can compose them and you can trigger that auto cascading refresh and data lineage and orchestration, much like an Excel formula reference. What data flows are not, they're not a replacement for data sets. They sit one layer below data sets. So the idea is that you create a data flow that fits into many different data sets for reusability. They don't replace a data warehouse, of course. This is just a self-service offering, and data warehouses still have a place, of course, for more of an enterprise BI architecture. They don't replace Azure Data Factory or SSIS. Those tools have great capabilities to define ETL pipelines. Again, they're grow up scenarios for more advanced users, more of an ETL professional developer versus an end user creating data flows within the Power Platform. In Power BI, there is some features that are premium only for data flows, particularly the compute capabilities that we covered earlier this week in a different session, SQL compute-based capabilities, as well as currently link and computed entities. But there are also other capabilities available in just regular Power BI Pro account, most of them. They don't cost additional, so if, like based on your license, you do have that set of capability mapping. There's not an extra cost for just data flows. And the last one, which really drives me nuts, data flows are not spelled with any space or with any capital letters. Although I would love them for being capitalized, because I think they're a capital investment that you have to do going forward. With that said, just a pointer to other related sessions that we did earlier this week. So you either take a time machine or you can watch a recording later. This is a recap. The yellow one is where you're at. You can watch it again if you want, if you liked it. And please do leave us comments, evaluate the session. If you liked our jokes, we can kick them up. If you didn't, then we can keep them up as well and improve them as well for next year. Thanks again for coming to MBAS this year. We look forward to seeing you next time, and hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.